Hey, it's Friday, and on Friday in Smart Lab we create. Now our next creative project is for Father's Day. I've heard amazing things about your bracelets and necklaces that you made for your moms. Well, our dads are just important, and so we're going to start off doing it a little backwards. Next week I'm going to help you with their gift. You're going to need to start saving these paper towel rolls because that's going to be the core for their gift. So this week we're going to start off with the card. We made a pop-up card for our moms, so we want to do something a little different for our dad. We're going to make our dads these monster cards. Now, this monster card is a really cool card because when you open it up, it gives your dad a monster-size hug. And in fact, the message I've written on it is, here's a monster-size hug, Happy Father's Day. Now, this card is pretty easy to make, and you just need a couple of supplies. You're going to need some markers or crayons or watercolors, whatever you have. Remember, we have what you use. You're going to need scissors and paper. Now I'm using colored paper, but you could use newspaper or you could use white paper and put it together. Now the very first part, and you're also going to need some thin food boxes, like a cereal box or something like that. So now, you're going to open up the box and you're going to draw your monster shape. Here's what makes this craft great. Monsters don't really have a shape. If you look at the ones behind me, they're all different shapes and sizes. So whatever shape you draw is going to work. So you're going to draw your monster shape and then you're going to cut it out. Now the only tricky part of this craft is that you'll need two of these. And in order to get them to line up, you need to trace the second one. I have my first shape I've cut out. You're going to need to trace your second one on the printed side of the box so that the two shapes match up. So now, I've traced this, I've cut it out, I have two matching shapes. They're going to be my sandwiches between. Now for my arms, and at this point, go ahead and decorate them. So maybe you want them to be purple or red or green. You'll notice that on mine, I found one googly eye, but I really wanted my monster to have three, so I just made two extra eyes. However you choose to decorate it is great. So you decorate your two monster halves, and it's time to make the arms. To make the arms, you're going to trace your hand on a piece of paper. And when you trace your hand on the piece of paper, go ahead and include your arm. So I'm going to trace my hand, and I want to get as much of my arm in there as I can. Oh, this is going to be a very big hug. Now, so as you're tracing your hand, remember you're going to trace in part of your arm. Now, that would be a pretty long hug, but I want my monster hug to be really long. So then, I use the extra paper from where I cut out my hand, and I taped it together to make a long, long arm thing. So now I take my arms, and I sandwich them between the two. Then I roll my arms. Ooh, these monster arms are kind of wiggly today. I roll my arms back up, and I'm going to clip them. As I pointed out at the beginning, I used a clothespin, and I wrote Dad on it. But if I didn't have a clothespin, I could use a paper clip. I could use a little piece of string. You have to solve this problem. Now, lots of times we think about problems and we go, oh, there's a terrible thing. But problems are just an opportunity. This is actually my second dad card I made. My first dad card had green arms. And you know what? I filmed in front of a green screen. So, see how these green arms didn't work for me? They were a great hug, but they didn't work for showing this. It's okay to make mistakes and try again. But the great thing about the monster card, it's kind of free form. So remember, save these. They're going to be the core for the gift. Have a great creative day.